Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So first off, I want to actually shout out a subscriber of mine, Big Dan. He's got actually a YouTube channel as well. He's just started doing videos, so I'm going to leave a link in the description to his channel. He's the one who gave me this information, and yeah, it's I'm not surprised in a way. Well, I'm not surprised about the fight, but in a way I'm surprised about this next bit. So I'm going to read this out to you. So we've now got the announcement, all right? Daniel Dubois, Joyce, it's been announced, right? European, Commonwealth, British title, all that good stuff. Behind closed doors, November 28th. So, yeah, you know, a little over, just under 2 months away. So it's a good bit of time to get the fight, you know, PR in. But the most interesting part of this, right? It's on BT Sport, standard BT Sport, not pay-per-view. Not BT Sport box office, standard BT Sport, right? Now that is significant because when cast your minds back to the month of, it's either the end of January or the start of February. Could have been the start of February. This fight was announced, right? This was announced to take place. Had things been normal, would have took place in April, would have placed at the O2, and it would have been on BT Sport pay-per-view. Now we're not getting any fans, and it's on standard BT Sports. I'm happy about that because I'm paying a subscription to BT Sport on top of everything else I'm bloody paying for Sky. It's not cheap, so to avoid having, because I would have paid for this fight, to avoid having to fork out an extra 20 quid or 24 quid, I'm happy with that. I got no complaints about that. I suspect both fighters took a whack of a purse hit, seriously, because you were thinking about a gate, and that would have sold out. That would have sold out the O2. Would have done okay numbers on pay-per-view, I'm assuming, so they would have got they would have got compensated fairly well. So I'm saying, I'm imagining both fighters took a whack on the purses, unless BT Sports, although in fairness, if they wanted to do pay-per-view, they would have, yeah, I'd say both guys took a whack on the pay-per-view. And, you know, I'm reading here off Twitter that, you know, to have this not on pay-per-view when Sky Sports are chucking out pay-per-views left, right and centre, it is good. You know, I recorded the video on this, right, when they were talking about agreeing terms on this fight last week. I didn't like the video, as I've said several times. I'm a bit of a harsh critic, and that I can't, if I don't like a video, and it kind of cut in the middle because my phone died, so it was kind of in two parts. If I'm a harsh critic, I just don't upload it. I just don't upload it for the sake of it. And I said in that video, I assumed it would be pay-per-view. And I said in that video that, you know, I have no problem paying for this pay-per-view, but Usyk Chisora, White Povetkin, AJ, some other pay-per-view as well. Might have had Brooke and Crawford on pay-per-view potentially. So a lot of pay-per-views in a relatively short space of time. I think I said in that video that you essentially could have 5 pay-per-views in the span of 6 weeks if this had been on pay-per-view. They were all going to, and some of them will, they'll flop massively. People don't have the money. Like, I mean, I look at I give some of the guys like D and Mark and Dale super chats the odd time, and I'd be thinking to myself, I'm like, shit, can I even, I can spare it, but I'm thinking maybe I need to avoid doing that as much because I need to look at my own funds because, you know, yeah, I've got a job, I'm happy, but everything is changing. Like, we're not, no one is financially stable as they used to be. So I was thinking, you know, 5 pay-per-views in the span of 6 weeks, I can't do that. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. So for this to be not on pay-per-view, it's brilliant for all of us. I'll be interested to see what the undercard looks like. In terms of the fight itself, I'm happy about this fight, guys. I'm happy about it, people. I want to see this fight. I've wanted to see this fight for ages, you know, without going into too much detail, because I'll do that in a separate video when I give my predictions. I got Daniel Dubois in this fight, and I am one of the few guys who is picking him on points. And I will tell you why I'm picking him on points. Joyce is a very good fighter. Great amateur career. Very big puncher. Although he doesn't, people's question is punching power. Man has 2 sandbags for fists. Look at the state of his opponent's face when he hits them. He's a slow, tutting puncher. Joyce is a very good fighter. But Daniel Dubois is, apart from Tyson Fury, he is the poster boy for BT Sports. Look at the grillings they were giving Joyce last year before this fight was even announced. Joyce ain't getting no favours. He ain't going to get no decision. So I can see this fight going 12 rounds. I seriously can. And I can see Dubois getting a decision. That's not to say he won't necessarily deserve the decision. And I do think he'll box a lot more safety first, because he'll be in there with the biggest puncher he's fought as a pro, certainly. So I do think we'll see a more cagey Dubois rather than just seek and destroy. So he could win this decision fairly, but I'm going to go with him on points. Just purely because I don't feel Joyce will get a decision. I think Dubois will try and focus a lot on defense in this fight, whereas Joyce will probably take shots left, right and centre, but I think Joyce's chin is quite good, so I think he'll be able to take them. The question is, if Dubois goes to the body, which he does sometimes do, Dubois does actually do quite well, will Joyce's body hold up? That's a bigger question, because I don't think Joyce is the strongest there in terms of the body. Definitely not. So that was my thoughts on this. Like I said, shout out to Big Dan for the info. Link to his channel is down below in the description. Hope you enjoyed this video, people. It's a bit quick. I'm trying to go through it as quick as I can because my phone's about to die anyway, so apologies about that. But hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, of course, if you are new. As always, people, I will talk to you. Peace.